not getting live.
No, it's not live.
Shalom, Lord of Christ, Shalom, Lord of Christ. It's like we doing some testing. It's saying waiting. Alrighty, let's see. There it is.
No, it's not live. Most
All
High
right,
right.
we in there. All right. Let me see here. It's saying waiting. Cause yeah, we got two views. All right, yeah.
See how Houston work? It was just thundering outside.
I'm glad it stopped. I hope it dry up before we get out there.
Hours should be.
There we go. I can see it on my screen now. It looked like we back in. We in a good spot now.
His views.
Right. Yeah, that was me. All right. Shalom, Lord Christ. Yeah, today we're gonna be starting. If you look down at the bottom of the screen, I know y'all can see it, man. I've been we've been putting it out here so you can see it. We're starting at Deuteronomy 15, chapter 23, and we're gonna be going to Deuteronomy 18 and 6 today. So tune in with us, man. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, my boy YAHANNA. We got Priest and Officer Malaki up here reading, and this is the I.S.U.P.K Sabbath service. You understand me? So lock in with us, man. Let's get it.
Con.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verse 23, in the Hebrew. Requa, Ath, Damawa, La'a, Tha'akal, Io, Ha'aratiza, Thashakanwa, Kamayam. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 1, in the Hebrew. Shamawar, Ath, Chadash, Ha'abayab,
Mm-hmm.
Wa'aishayath, Pasakah, what's like it? Pasach,
Mm-hmm.
La Yahweh, Allahayaka, Kaya, Bachadash, Ha'abayab,
What Tazaya an Tazaya Aka. So Hawa Tazaya Aka.
Hawa Tazaya Aka,
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh, Allahayaka, Ma Matazarayim,
La Yala.
La Yala. Verse 2. What was Zabachath,
Mm-hmm. Was a Bakath.
was a Bakath, Basak, La Yahweh, Allahayaka, Taza'an, Wa Bakwar, Bamakwawam, Ashar, Yabachar, Yahweh, Lashakan, Shamawa, Shum. Verse 3. La'a, Tha'akal, Ilayawa, Chamataza, Shaba'ith, Yum Yum, Tha'akal, Ilayawa, Matazawath, Lachum, Ainaya, Kaya.
You had La Ma'an.
Bacha,
Bachapazawan.
Bachapazawan, Yataza'ath, Ma'arataza, Matazarayim, Lama'ain, Tazakar, Ath, Yawam, Taza'athka, Ma'arataza, Matazariam, Call, Yamaya, Chayayaka.
Mhm.
Verse 4, Wala'a,
Yorah.
Yara'a, Laka, Sha'ar, Bakal, Gabalak,
Gabalka.
Mm-hmm.
Gabalka, Shaba'ith, Yum Yum, Wala'a, Yalayan, Mun, Habashar, Ashar, Thazabak, Ba'irab, Bayawum, Hara Ashwan,
Mm-hmm.
Labaquar. Verse 5, La'a, Thawakal, Lazabak, Ath, Ha-Pasak, Ba'akad, Sha'iriyak,
Sha'ariyaka.
Sha'iriyaka, Sha'iriyaka, Ashar,
Sha'aryaka. Sha'aryaka. Yeah. Go ahead, Ashar.
Yahweh, Allahayaka, Nathan, Laka.
Last one.
Read more?
Well, this next one is the last one.
Okay. Verse 6, Kaya, all, Hamakwawum,
Mm-hmm.
Ashar, Yabachar, Yahweh, Allahayaka, Lashakan, Shemawa, Shum, Thazabak, Ath, Hapasak, Ba'irab, Kabawa'a,
Mm-hmm.
Hashamash, Mawa'ai, Tazaathka, Matazariam. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verse 23 in the English. Only thou shalt not eat the blood thereof. Thou shalt pour it upon the ground as water.
Okay, yeah. So this is just a recap of what happened last week. We was talking about how these different sacrifices will be done within the city and the gates. We can move to the next verse, next chapter.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 1 in the English. Observe the month of Abib and keep
Abib.
Abib?
Mhm.
Oh, God. And keep the Passover unto the Lord thy God. For in the month of Abib, the Lord thy God brought thee forth out of Egypt by night. Verse 2, Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto the Lord thy God, of the flock and the herd in the place which the Lord shall choose to place his name there. Verse 3, Thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread therewith, even the bread of affliction. For thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste, that thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt all the days of thy life.
Keep going.
Verse 4, And there shall be no leavened bread seen with thee in all thy coast 7 days, neither shalt thou anything of the flesh, neither shall there anything of the flesh, which thou sacrificed the first day at even, remain all night until the morning.
Mhm.
Verse 5, Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Verse 6, But at the place which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name in, there thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even, at the going down of the sun, at the season that thou camest forth out of Egypt.
So right now, what we're reading is just pretty much the protocols of what the Passover is. It's to be celebrated in the month of Abib. It's going and it's a it's something so that we can remember how the Lord brought us out of Egypt. You understand? So we celebrated in the evening of the Passover night, and pretty much it's explaining about the unleavened bread, how we're not supposed to eat any unleavened that night and for the next 7 days. You know what I'm saying? It also tells us that we're not supposed to sacrifice the Passover in any place but where the Lord places his name. So that's why we celebrate the Passover wherever the I.S.U.P.K is. You
That's
understand?
right.
Because that's where the Lord's name is here on earth today.
Right.
That being said, we can go ahead and move to the next set of verses. We'll start at 16 and 7. between, because Thursday wasn't nothing wrong with that nigga having that class.
I see.
Back?
Because it's talking about it's going.
Nah, but it ain't though. Let me see. You cut back. You cut it back on. All right, there we go. I see it now. Between, because Thursday wasn't nothing wrong with that nigga having that class. There it is.
Oh, it was on the whole time. That's crazy.
Nah, it was on, but all right, Shalom, Lord Christ, man. We're gonna keep it going, keep it moving. Go ahead.
You at 10, right?
I'm at the end of 9.
Nah, I ain't hear everything. I was running live.
Shabbai Wath, verse 10. Wa'ishayath, Chag, Shabbai Wath, La Yahweh, Allah Hayakah, Masath, Nadabath,
Mm-hmm.
Yadka, Ashar, Sathun, Ka'ashar,
Yeah, Barak.
Yabarakka, Yahweh, Allah Hayakah. Verse 11. Washamachath,
Mm-hmm.
Lapanya, Yahweh, Allah Hayakah, Atha, Wabunka, Wabathka, Waibadka, Wa'amathak,
Mm-hmm. Well, Mafka.
Wa'amathka, it's like it.
Mm-hmm.
Wahalawya, Ashar, Bashairika,
Mm-hmm. Wahagar.
Wahagar, Wahayathwan,
Alam, no. Alamana. It's like, I'm not sure about that one. Is it
Hold
Alamana
on. What we in?
and the widow
And the widow.
on 11?
16. This.
Waha'al Mana, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what it sounds like.
Waha. Waha alamana.
Waha'alamana, Ashar, Bakorabka, Bamakwam, Ashar, Yabachar, Yahweh, Allahayaka, Lashakan, Shamawa, Sham. Verse 12. Wazakarath, Kaya, Ibad, Hayayath, Bamatazarayim, Washamarath, Wa'ishayath, Ath, Hachakoyam, Ha'ala. Verse 13. Chag, Hasakath, the Aisha, Laka, Shaba'ith, Yum Yum, Ba'asapaka,
You at
from your threshing floor.
Magarnawa. Magarnaka.
Magarnica, Wamaya Kwabka.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the last one right here.
Yeah, please.
I think that was the last one. Let me see.
Okay.
That's 1, 2, 13.
That was the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 7 in the English. And thou shalt roast and eat it in the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. And thou shalt turn in the morning and go unto thy tents. Verse 8. 6 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, and on the seventh day shall be a solemn assembly unto the Lord thy God. Thou shalt do no work therein. Verse 9. 7 weeks thou shalt number unto thee. Begin to number the 7 weeks from such time as thou beginnest to put the sickle to the corn. Verse 10. And thou shalt keep the feast of weeks unto the Lord thy God with a tribute of a freewill offering of thine hand, which thou shalt give unto the Lord thy God, according as the Lord thy God hath blessed thee. Verse 11. And thou shalt rejoice before the Lord thy God, thou and thy son, and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite that is within thy gates, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are among you, in the place which the Lord thy God hath chosen to place his name there. Verse 12. And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in Egypt, and thou shalt observe and do these statutes. Verse 13. Thou shalt observe the feast of tabernacles 7 days, and that thou hast gathered in thy corn and thy wine.
All right, so pretty much what we're going over is all of the feasts that were explained to us in Leviticus. Right now in Deuteronomy, they just giving us a little bit more detail of some of the things that need to be done, and some of the reasons why. Some of it's just a little bit more detailed instruction. So it went over the feast of unleavened bread, which was the 7 days of eating unleavened bread in our tents. Then it goes straight into the feast of weeks, which is the feast of first fruits. Explains that, then it ends right off at the Feast of Tabernacles. So we could keep going at that. Go ahead and get back to the Hebrew. We're going to start at verse 14.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 14 in the Hebrew. Washamakath. Bachagka.
Yeah.
Atha. Wabunka. Wabathka. Waibadka. Waamanathka.
I just what a mafka.
It's like a Waamathka. Wahalauya. Wahagar. Wahayathwan. Waha alamana. Ashar.
Bashaira Yaka.
Basha'aryaka. Verse 15. Shaba'ath. Yum Yum. Sachag. La Yahweh. Allahayaka. Bamakwawam. Ashar. Yabachar. Yahweh. Kaya. Yabarakaka. Yahweh. Allahayaka. Bakal. Zabawaathka. Wabakal. Ma'aisha. Yadyaka.
Still up.
The last time he had to press live again.
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
It's still live, bro.
Hold on, just gotta wait for this. I can see it on the screen again. All right, go ahead.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 14 in the English. And thou shalt rejoice in thy feast, thou and thy son, and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite, the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are within thy gates. Verse 15. 7 days shalt thou keep a solemn feast unto the Lord thy God, in the place which the Lord shall choose, because the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thine increase, and in all thine works of thine hands. Therefore thou shalt surely rejoice. Verse 16. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy God, in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles, and they shall not appear before the Lord empty. Verse 17. Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of the Lord thy God, which he hath given thee. Verse 18. Judges and officers shalt thou make thee in all thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee throughout thy tribes, and they shall judge the people with just judgment. Verse 19. Thou shalt not wrest judgment, thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift, for a gift doth blind the eyes of the wise, and pervert the words of the righteous. Verse 20. That which is altogether just shalt thou follow, that thou mayest live and inherit the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
Now, it was talking about the end of the Feast of Tabernacles. So we covered that, and it goes in to explain that when we're going through these feasts, who should be a part of the feast. And men should be keeping these feasts. You understand? And we shouldn't come with our hands empty. We should come, bearing gifts for these feasts. This is just the tradition of what the Most High God has explained to us. It goes on to say that the judges and officers, we're gonna create it within the gates. So y'all ask us, where's the I.S.U.P.K at? You see it up here right now.
Right.
You see that the judges and the officers are created in the gates, and they should judge judgments, and we should judge throughout the tribes. You understand me? We shouldn't be a respecter of persons or take gifts, because gift what it say? The gift doth blind the eyes of the wise and pervert the words of righteous. You understand me? Like that's what the Pharisees and the Sadducees are doing in the time of Christ. You understand me? Let all those gifts get to their head, and now all of a sudden they judging judgments based off of who they like the most. You understand me? And becoming and making themselves hypocrites because of it. So the scriptures tell us to speak against that. That's what we're supposed to not be doing. With that, we're gonna go back to the Hebrew, and we'll start at verse 21.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 21 in the Hebrew. La'ah, Fata'ai, Lakah, Asherah, Call, Itazah, Atazal, Mazabach, Yahweh, Allahayaka, Ashar, Tha'isha, Lakah. Verse 22. Wala'ah, Thaquayam, Lakah, Matazabah, Ashar, Shana'ah, Yahweh, Allahayaka. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 1 in the Hebrew. La'ah, Thazabach, La Yahweh, Allahayaka, Shawar, Washa, Ashar, Yahaya, Bawa, Mawam, Call, Dabar, Rai, Kaya, Thawaibath, Yahweh, Allahayaka, Hawa'a. Verse 2, Kaya, Yamatazaa, Bakwarabka, Ba'achad, Sha'ar Yaka, Ashar, Yahweh, Allahayaka, Nathan, Laka, Ayash, Awa, Asha, Ashar, Yaisha, Ath, Harai, Ba'ayanya, Yahweh, Allahayaka, Laibar, Bar Yathua. Verse 3, Wayalak, Wayaibad, Allahayim, Acharium, Wayashathkoa,
Mm-hmm.
Lahum, Walashamash, Awa, Layarach, Awa, Lakal, Tazaba'a, Hashemayim, Ashar, La'a, Tazawayathia. Verse 4, Wahagad, Laka, Washamaith, Wadarashath, Hayatab, Wahanna, Amath, Nakawan, Hadabar, Na'ishath, Hathawaiba, Hazaath, Bayashar Allah. Verse 5, Wahawatazaath, Ath, Ha'ayash, Hahawa'a, Awa, Ath, Ha'asha, Hahawa'a, Ashar, Aishawa, Ath, Hadabar, Harai, Hazah, All, Sha'aryaka, Ath, Ha'ayash, Awa, Ath, Ha'ash, Hasakolathum, Ba'abunium, Wamathwa. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, was like a chapter 16, verse 21 in the English. Thou shalt not plant thee a grove of any trees near unto the altar of the Lord thy God, which thou shalt make thee. Verse 22, neither shalt thou set thee up any image which the Lord thy God hateth.
So you see, the Most High God don't want no groves or no altars, no idol altars by the altar of the Most High God, as well as he don't want any graven images, no images set up near the Most High God's altar. You know, he real specific about that, real strict about that. Go to the next verse, or the next chapter.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 1 in the English. Thou shalt not sacrifice unto thy Lord, it's like unto the Lord thy God, any bullock or sheep wherein is blemish, or any evil favoredness, for that is an abomination to the Lord thy God. Verse 2. If there be found among you within any of thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee, man or woman, that hath wrought wickedness in the sight of the Lord thy God, in transgressing his covenant. Verse 3. And hath gone and served other gods, and worshipped them, either the sun or the moon, or any of the host of heaven, which I have not commanded. Verse 4. And it be told thee, thou hast heard of it, and inquire diligently, and behold, it be true, and the thing certain, that such abomination is wrought in Israel. Verse 5. Then shalt thou bring forth that man or that woman, which have committed that wicked thing, unto thy gates, even that man or that woman,
Okay.
shall stone them with stones till they die.
All right, bet. So the chapter 17 starts off with the Most High God explaining it. If you're gonna sacrifice an animal, make sure it's a good animal. You understand me? Make sure it's not no animal with no blemishes. Make sure it's not no animal with evil favoring. It's not no ugly, uh ugly
Shalayim, Idayim, Awa, Chalasha, Idayim, Yawamath, Hamath, La'a, Yawamath, I'll, Paya, Id, Akkad, verse 7, Yad, Ha'idium, Thahaya, Bawa,
Bara Ashna.
Bara'ashna, Lahamayathwa, Wayad, Call, Ha'im,
Ba'akarna.
Ba'akarna,
Mhm.
Wabayarath,
Mhm.
Harai, Makwarabka, verse 8, Kaya, Yapala'a, Mamaka, Dabar, La Shapat, Bayan, Dum, Ladum, Bayan, Dayan, Ladayan, Wabayan, Nagai, La Nagai, Dabaria, Rayabath, Bashairka, Wakwamath, Wa'ilayath, all, Bamakwawam, Ashar, Yabachar, Yahweh, Allahayaka, Bawa, verse 9, Waba'ath, all, Hakahan, Hakahanyam, Halayam,
Allahwayam.
Halawayam, it's like you. Wa'ala, Hashapat, Ashar, Yahaya, Bayam Yam, Haham, Wadarashath,
Mhm. Wahagayadu.
Wahagayadwa, Laka, Ath, Dabar, Hamashapat, verse 10, Wa'aishayath, Io, Paya, Hadabar, Ashar, Yagayadwa, Laka, Mun, Hamakwawam, Hahawa'a, Ashar, Yabachar, Yahweh, Washamarath, La'ishawath, Hakal, Ashar, Yawaraka, verse 11, Io, Paya, Hathawara, Ashar, Yawaraka, Wa'io, Hamashapat, Ashar, Ya'amarwa, Laka, Tha'aisha, La'a, Dasawar, Mun, Hadabar, Ashar, Yagayadwa, Laka, Yamyun, Washama'al. Verse 12. Waha'ayash, Ashar, Ya'isha, Bazadwan, Lablathia, Shammai, Al, Hakahan, Imad, Lasharath, Shum, Ath, Yahweh, Allahayaka, Awa, Al, Hashapat, Wamath, Ha'ayash, Hahawa'ah, Ba'irath, Harai, Mayashra'ala. What verse?
In the English verses.
17 and 6, right? Right. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 6 in the English. At the mouth of two witnesses or three witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death, but at the mouth of one witness he shall not be put to death. Verse 7. The hands of the witnesses shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterward the hands of all the people. So thou shalt put the evil away from among you. Verse 8. If there arise a matter too hard for thee in judgment, between blood and blood, between plea and plea, and between stroke and stroke, being matters of controversy within thy gates, then shalt thou arise and get thee up into the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. Verse 9. And thou shalt come unto the priests, the Levites, and unto the judge that shall be in those days, and inquire, and they shall shew thee the sentence of judgment. Verse 10. And thou shalt do according to the sentence which they of that place which the Lord shall choose shall shew thee, and thou shalt observe to do according to all that they inform thee. Verse 11. According to the sentence of the law which they shall teach thee, and according to the judgment which they shall tell thee, thou shalt do. Thou shalt not decline from the sentence which they shall shew thee to the right hand nor to the left.
So, go ahead.
Verse 12. And the man that would do presumptuously and would not hearken to the priest that standeth to minister there before the Lord thy God, or unto the judge, even that man shall die, and thou shalt put away the evil from Israel.
So basically what is going over right now is just pretty much judicial protocol for handling affairs and matters within the nation of Israel. So for instance, it's talking about how many witnesses needed to pretty much convict a person of death. How many witnesses that can exonerate a person. You understand? And it goes into telling us that who gonna be the first person to throw the stone. You understand me? If the witnesses are the ones that are the cause of them being convicted to death, they'll be the first person to throw the stones, and then the people. Then it goes on to say if it gets too, if it's too much, if it's too controversial for a decision to be made within the gates, then you got to take it up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta escalate it to the Levites and where the Lord shall choose. And then right after that, it says that right. So you're gonna get the sentence, and then if you don't, if you don't go against the sentence, if you go against the sentence, then you're gonna be marked for death. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like it's basically just breaking down the protocol of what should happen if it occurs crossing us over.
We back up.
We back? All right, cool. Go ahead.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 13 in the Hebrew. We'll call Ha'im,
Yeshmaiah.
Yashemaiah, Wayarawa, Wala'ah, Yazayadwan, Iwad, verse 14, Kaya, Thaba'ah, All, Ha'arataza, Ashar, Yahweh, Allahayaka, Nathan, Bakah, Wayarashath, Wayashabath, Ba, Wa'amarath, Ashab Yama,
Mm-hmm.
Ilaya, Malakah, Malak, Kakal, Hagawayam, Ashar,
Sabayabathia.
Sabaya Bop.
Sabayabathia. Verse 15, Shawam, Dashayam, Alyaka, Malak, Ashar, Yabachar, Yahweh, Allahayaka, Bawa, Makorab, Achyaka, Dashayam, Alyaka, Malak, La'ah, Sawakal, Latha, Alyaka, Ayash, Nakaria, Ashar, La'ah, Achyaka, Hawa'ah. Verse 16, Ruakwa, La'ah, Yarabah, Lawa, Sawasayam, Wala'ah, Yashayab, Ath, Ha'im, Matazarayama, Lama'ain, Harabawath, Sawas, Wayahawa, Amar, Lakam, La'ah, the Sapwan, Lashawab, Badarak, Hazah, Iwad. Verse 17, Wala'ah, Yarabah, Lawa, Nashiam, Wala'ah, Yasawar, Labawa, Wakasap, Wazahab, La'ah, Yarabah, Lawa, Ma'ad. Verse 18, Wahaya, Kashabathwa, Io, Kasa'a, Malakathwa,
Mm-hmm.
Wakathab, Lawa, Ath, Mashana, Hathawara, Hazaath, Isle, Sapar, Malapanya,
Malapnanya.
Malapnaya,
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Hakahanyam,
Oh, you had it right. Malapanya.
Malapanya.
Malapanya. Salaki.
Halayam. Verse 19. Wahayatha, Imawa, Wakwara, Bawa, Call, Yamya, Hayayawa, Lama'ain, Yalamad, Layara'a, Ath, Yahweh, Allahayawa, Lashamar, Ath, Call, Dabaria, Hasawara, Hazaath, Wa'ath, Hachakoyam, Ha'ala, La'aishatam. Oh, that's the last one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The book of Leviticus, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 13 in the English. And all the people shall hear and fear, and do no more presumptuously. Verse 14. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose, one from among thy brethren, shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee which is not thy brother. Verse 16. But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, to the end that he should multiply horses. For as much as the Lord hath said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way. Verse 17. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. And it shall be, when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book, out of that which is before the priests, the Levites. Verse 19. And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Lord his God, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes to do them.
So what we got to take from this is, for one, is that, well, first off, it closes out where you don't act presumptuously, because everybody gonna know that if you act presumptuously, you gonna get handled. You understand? Goes on to start talking about kings, and the kings that we have set upon over our nation is kings of our own brethren, and it should never be a stranger, and it's a king that the Most High God shall choose. You understand me? So if it's not, if the Most High God ain't choose the king, then that king should not be over us. Also, it should be a person that's of our nation. You understand? So that goes against the voting. You understand me? We doing all this voting, but we putting all these people over us, but these people aren't people that, not only these aren't people that are of our nation, you understand me, which all most of these presidents are, but they not even people that the Most High God has chosen. You understand? Mm-hmm. So this is why we dealing with most of the things that we deal with. We're putting these people over us and campaigning for that. The next thing is goes into talk about is the pretty much the what's the word I'm looking for? Pretty much the instructions for a king. You understand me? A king shouldn't do some of these certain things, because these certain things will lead him away from what the Most High God wants him to do. For instance, you shouldn't multiply horses unto himself, or cause the people to go to return to Egypt.
Right.
You understand me? You know, like you and you know, if we to look at this in a modern aspect, it's pretty much a king, like, or the person that's leading us is not supposed to be filthy rich, adding 1,000 cars, you know what I'm saying? Me, all these different 1,000 broads.
Right.
You understand me? All different type of broads. You know, they ain't even caring. You understand me?
That's
Because
right.
all these different, all this gold and treasure locked up.
Right.
Because what did that do? It goes on to tell you. It says is that this will turn his heart away.
That's
You
right.
understand me? Or it said that his heart turn not away. You understand me? Because if you do these things, it will turn your heart away. We saw that with King Solomon. You understand me? Like he had 700 wives. He couldn't keep up with all that. All the women. You know what I'm saying? all the women, it get your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, ready to drink, baby. Get it. You know what I'm saying? Where that wine at, baby? Oh, I'm saying, look, yeah. All right, good. Let's keep it rolling. We on Deuteronomy 17 and 20. Let's get it in the Hebrew.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 20 in the Hebrew. Labayathia. It's like Labalathia.
Mm-hmm.
Rawum. Labawa. Lababwa. Ma'achyawa.
Mm-hmm.
Walabalathia.
Mm-hmm.
Sawar. Mun. Hamatazawa. Yamyun. Washama Awal. Lama'ain. Ya'ariyaka. Yum. Io. Ma Malakathia. It's like a Malakathwa. Hawa'a. Wabunyawa. Bakwarab. Yasha'ala.
Verse 6. Go to verse 6.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 1 in the English. It's like it in the Hebrew. La'a. Yahaya. La Kahanyam. Halalyam. Call. Shabbat. Lawya. Halak. Wanakla. I'm Yashar'Allah. Ashya. Yahweh. Wanakalathwa. Ya'akala. I was like,
Call one.
Ya'akal one. Verse 2. Wanakala. La'a. Yahaya. Lawa. Bakwarab. Achyawa. Yahweh. Hawa'a. Nachalathwa. Ka'ashar. Dabar. Lawa. Verse 3. Wazah. Yahaya. Mashapat. Hakahanyam. Ma'ath. Ha'im. Ma'ath. Zabachya. Hazabach. Shawar. Shah. Wanathan. Lakahan. Hazarai. Wahalakyayam. Wahakwaba. Verse 4. Ra'ashayath. Daganika. Thayarashka. Wayatazaharka. Warashiath. Gaz. Gaza. Taza'anka. Thathan. Lawa. Verse 5. Kaya. Bawa. Bachar. Yahweh. Allahayaka. Makal. Shabbat La'imad, Lasharath, Basham, Yahweh, Hawa'ah, Wabunyawa, Call, Hayam Yum. Verse 6,
That's one.
Wakaya, Yaba'ah, Halawya, Ma'achad, Sha'aryaka, Makal, Yasha'Allah, Ashar, Hawa'ah, Gar, Shum, Waba'ah, Bakal, Awath, Napashwa, All, Hakwawam, Ashar, it's like it, Hamakwawam, Ashar, Yabachar, Yahweh.
17, 20.
So book of Deuteronomy chapter 17 verse 20 in the English. That his heart not be lifted up above his brethren, and that he turn not aside from the commandment to the right hand or to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days in his kingdom, he and his children in the midst of Israel.
So that's what's expected of a king. To not put himself, to not have his heart be lifted up above his brethren. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like this is like that's important to not put yourself to where you like you pretty much put like put, well, not necessarily shining, but putting yourself above your brethren in a like a demeaning type of way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like it's like Commander YAHANNA. He sit around, he'll drink with us.
Right.
Because he don't put himself above us.
Come on.
You feel me? But you got some people that, you know, they get themselves in a leadership position, and it's like, okay, well, nigga, you can't even come up here close to me. You know what I'm saying? Like you, like them type of people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what it's speaking against right there. Then it says that he not turn his head away from the commandment, not to the left or to the right. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? This is how we keep a good king. Okay, move to the next one.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 1 in the English. The priests, the Levites, and all the tribe of Levi shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel. They shall eat the offering to the Lord made by fire in his inheritance. Verse 2, therefore shall they have no inheritance among their brethren. The Lord is in their inheritance, as he hath said unto them. Verse 3, and this shall be the priest's due from the people, from them that offer a sacrifice, whether it be an ox or sheep, and they shall give unto the priest the shoulder and the two cheeks and the maw. Verse 4, the first fruit also of thy corn, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the first of the fleece of thy sheep shalt thou give him. Verse 5, for the Lord thy God hath chosen him out of all thy tribes to stand, to minister in the name of the Lord, him and his sons forever.
Hold on. Do this last one right quick. You got it.
Verse 6, and if a Levite come from any of thy gates out of all of Israel, where he sojourned, and come with all the desire of his mind unto the place which the Lord shall choose.
All right, go ahead.
What's so heavy about that is that's talking about the priesthood and how the people are ordered to give unto the priest.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? The reason why Black and Hispanic people, we're in the condition that we're in because the money that we give go to evil men. You understand what I'm saying? So if you give your money, like Jim Muhammad always says, if you give your good money to good priests and good men of God, right, your sons won't go to prison.
Good will come of it.
You understand? Only good will come of it.
Right.
You understand? You won't have to sell drugs.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? To put Pampers on your children, brother. You understand? You have brothers that'll have compassion and won't try to elevate themselves, you understand, over everybody else. Try to shine, try to live like our oppressors, right? And that's what those Christian pastors and Catholic priests do. They try to live like our oppressor, who is of their father, the devil. You understand? But if you have good priests and you give good money to them, you understand, we'll make the ghetto a heaven. Salakia.
Clap it up. And just to wrap those scriptures up, you know what I'm saying? This is just the understanding of what a Levite is given and why he is given what he is given.
Right.
You understand? So we're gonna go further into it next week, man. I want to catch this before I want to catch this prayer before the internet start jamming up again. Look like we are already headed that way. With that being said, I imagine will mean to stand.
YAHANNA.
YAHANNA. We gotta salute the Torah.
Good. All right. Yeah, how about Shimon Shabrak? Yeah.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrak. Yeah.
Yahweh Hashem Shabrak. Yeah. Yahweh Hashem Shabrak. Yeah. Yahweh Hashem Shabrak. Yeah. Yahweh Hashem Shabrak.
No, Yahweh.
Oh no. Yahweh. Hashem. Yahweh Shine Rakia. Yahweh Hashem Shabrak. Yeah.
All right. Amanya Wapanyan Hakodum. Sorry, which means turn and face the east. Go do the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew and English.
The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Malakwaka.
Taba'ah.
Ratzaka.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Ba'aratza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Nathananao. Lakam. Call. Yawam. Basalaknao. Kawatnao. Kasalaknao. Kawatinao. Wala'ah. Tabi'anao. Amsai one. Abal. Awashayna. Mayan. Rad. Kaya. Laka. Amalakwa. Wahala. Wahata. Lawalamium. Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. So, face forward. Do a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amayim Shabbat, Aymadim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Shabbat, Yagim Ta, Soa, face the sisters. Gonna do one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amayim Shabbat, Aymadim, Barak, Yahweh Shabbat, Hashem Yahweh Yagim Ta, dismissed.